them come. This is their fate.
Let's keep it moving. Halo Infinite. Is that a dead game? Is it or is it not dead? I'm gonna let you take it first, Josh. What you think about Halo? I know there's. Actually, let me add in what's coming. So Halo Infinite for the fall, they're getting they're going to get the Forge mode, and I think they're going to get the co-op campaign, not on. I mean online, and they're going to do Forge beta. And I think yeah, they're going to have some new maps. That's what's going to happen for the fall, like starting November 8th, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up for Halo. Well, actually, I have to look at the list because there's a lot going on with Halo, and most of it is not good. Because they've been having a lot of issues with whatever. But you said it is a dead game, and I say probably at this point yes, because the game came out. You gotta remember I talked about it. I really liked it. It was one of the best shooters that came out last year, and I played a lot of it. And they had the game launched with like a okay amount of content, and their first season was going to be extra long. They said they needed to delay it, so instead of being like 3 months, it was like 6 months. And during that time, they had like small little weekly events. Every now and then, you could jump in, unlock some cosmetics, and then whatever. That was cool for the first season, but for the second season, which is technically this season, right? This is season 2. Yeah,
Yeah, season 2 started. Yeah, that wolf one started it. Or whatever that wolf.
yeah, that
wolf thing.
started in like March or April, and
Yeah.
it's October, it's September, so it's been going on for another 6 months. So it's like every other online game has like a 3 month season because that's kind of the limit to what you can do. And them spreading out content over this last season has killed a lot of like momentum for the game. A lot of people are tired, but like they want new content, or the issues or the bugs and stuff that are there are taking too long to get fixed. And so Forge was supposed to already be out because it was supposed to launch with season 2. Now we're coming to the end of season 2, and Forge is still not out. Same thing with campaign co-op. The game was supposed to launch with campaign co-op, and now we are a year after the game came out, still not out. And so all those issues with new issues that are coming up, where it's like the Forge beta is finally coming, the online co-op is finally coming. They're gonna delay the next season. Season 3 is not gonna start until spring. So season 2 is gonna continue until spring, and they're gonna have a bunch of smaller weekly events between now and spring. But that's not a new season with like the new battle pass and new blah blah blah, new maps and all that stuff. We're getting they're drip feeding everything to like spread out the game, and that's like people are already tired of that, and if we got to do that for another 6 months, it's like your game is going to die off that. But also they went ahead and announced that they gotta like they're having issues with like the split screen co-op with two people on the same console playing, that they have to cancel that for this game. And there's still going to be online co-op, but it's not going to have split screen co-op. Personally, I don't care about split screen co-op. I never play split screen games, and I never like them. But I think it's two problems. One, you already promised it, and now you're cutting it and not giving a good explanation, or even like making it up to your player. So that's a lot of bad will. And then two, the Halo community is weird because it's like people do challenges and go back and play co-op and like, oh, we're gonna play co-op and not use any weapons and beat the game and stuff like that. Like that's how the community has always like thrived. And with these online games, you gotta take care of your community. Because like with Destiny, whenever they make their community mad, like the game you can tell is gonna suck for the next season because the community is upset with Bungie, and that's never like a good situation because the community keeps the game alive. So, anyways, all those issues, delays, making the community mad and stuff like that, it's like people are kind of done with Halo Infinite. It's still a
Yeah.
fun game at its core, but you're not. It's a terrible live service game. It like every other live service game, it's already got this stuff down. And I understand it's hard to like keep a online service game going. Like we all seen it with Destiny, but also Destiny came out 10 years ago, and like there've been a whole bunch of other examples, and it's kind of like, and you're Microsoft backed, like it's not like you ain't got money. So I don't know what's up. For me, I'm just not gonna touch it for a year or two. Hopefully they can turn it around, but for a lot of people it might be too late.
Yeah. I think it's too late. At this point, if they come out with like a large, expansive map pack and like a bunch of different modes and um find a way for them to revamp the audience because you lost the moment. It's like it's so unfortunate because it's still a solid, shooter, and it's probably the best I've felt Halo be in a long time. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, when you lose that, there's so many other games out there that's just like going to keep coming, going to keep expanding, going to keep making money, and Halo is very much so. I feel like it was a $60 game that tried to push in the free model, and they don't really understand how expensive it is to continue a free model game. It's expensive, regardless of what we think. It's expensive to do that, to continue to have people pump out content on the, every 3 month basis, like good
Hmm.
content, and like have people excited to play. Like that's hard. And it's always ongoing. Like you don't have a break. So maybe they didn't realize what they were doing when they did that free to play crap. But at the end of the day, if they only had a shell of a game at the beginning anyway, how could they sell it for $60? So it's
Yeah,
really.
and that's another thing where it's like with it being Halo and them having history, it's kind of like they get no leeway on that
Hmm.
because the community right now is tearing them apart, 343 Industries apart because Halo 5, which came out on the Xbox One,
Hmm.
comparing like the same like first year content, like Halo 5 in its first year had 3-4 times as much content in in the first year. Obviously, the game wasn't getting brand new content for 5 years. Like it was only like a year and a half or
Hmm.
something that got new content, but it got a lot of support in the beginning, and people felt that. And now comparing this, it's like what happened to all that support? Like you used to drop 5 maps at a time. Now you're dropping one or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was less pressure and they just didn't have a care in the world. But I don't know if they're trying to like extensively double check everything. But it really just honestly seems as if all they are very much so in a space now where they're realizing what a live service game is, and they're having a hard time catching up. And and you can just tell that from all of the extended seasons. Like you could just see it. Like there's no way impossible that you think somebody's going to be able to mull on 2 new maps, co-op missions, Forge for another 6 months before you actually put anything new in the game. Like it's going to be tough. So, but that's okay though. Yeah, that's okay. I think um when Jalen kind of mentioned, he was like, "Yeah, it's just more Halo," and I was like, "Yeah, it's just more Halo," but they gon' no, they didn't finish that. They didn't finish that for me. Basically, it was like, yeah, it's Halo, it's the same thing, but for for them to be able to like start to amp up the community and like put a battery in people's backs on why the game should be succeeding was lost. So there was really nothing else I could say back after that. Is like, yeah, it's just more Halo. If you want to play Halo, you can play it, but there's nothing new, exciting, or different about it. Like they don't have new maps. They not really have a really fleshed out map or process, or even a roadmap. Sorry, a roadmap for what's to come, and it's not a good one, especially if it's taking so long. So really, um, yeah, I mean, it's fine to hop in and play a few matches here and there, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. Um, it's not going to be that either, because it's just unfortunate that it's taken so long for them to get stuff out to the community.